It's time we go out into the wild. I have something kind of embarrassing to admit. I've seen my fair share of critters. I'm kind of a critter hunter. I've seen frogs, toads, even the occasional skink, but I've never seen a salamander. For years, I just assumed that they simply did not exist where I live, but I've since met multiple people who said that they've just seen them, and needless to say, I was incredibly jealous. So on the weekend, I decided it was finally my time to see one of these little water dragons. Clearly, I had no idea what I was doing. I've never actually seen one of these guys after all, so I did some research before I aimlessly set off to find one. Based off of my findings, these are the salamanders. These are the boys that I'm looking for. All of them, from what I can find, can generally be found in moist areas, near still ponds and forest. And this site kept using the term leaf litter, which I can only assume means those piles of leaves that you see accumulate on the forest floor. And with that, I set out on my salamander adventure. I walked on this path for a while until I found this, I don't know what it's called, a bog, a swamp, beside this hillside.
Bingo.
It was very damp and dank around the area of this bog, and it was surrounded by leaf litter. If I was going to find a salamander anywhere, it would be right here. I first walked around the perimeter of this little bog here, but I didn't really see anyone. It was pretty sad and lonely, so I decided to go search the leaf litter on the hillside.
I'm kind of on this slope, this steep slope, as you can see, and I could fall into that bog. I could be Shrek's next victim, so I'm trying to see if I can get some stable footing on this very wet ground. Yes, these are steel-toed boots. Let's see.
I was trying to be as gentle as possible with the leaf litter because I think these guys they're pretty small, pretty difficult to catch with the eye. And yep, that's me. That's me going at it. An adult human being going out to find salamanders, squatting in the woods, just being out there. On my search, I found some other cool things that weren't necessarily salamanders, but I'm going to talk about them right now. So I found this pretty cool snail. Got those nice eyes, kind of looked pretty cottagecore, pretty stereotypical of a snail. Pretty sick. I also lifted up this rock over here and found 3 big old earthworms. One of them had these stripes. I'd never seen stripes on an earthworm, so he was really jiggy with it. Pretty sick. I put them back to bed after I was done. I didn't want to disturb them anymore. I also saw this millipede. He was just jiving and grooving, kind of like the way that his legs do that thing when he walks. It's pretty darn metal if you ask me. As for plants, I found a bunch of fiddleheads. I think you can eat these from what I've seen on Stardew Valley. I almost took a bite out of one, but I thought I better not risk it. I also found these carboniferous looking plants. I didn't know what they were, but apparently they're called horsetails, and they are from the carboniferous, so I guess I'm really cool because I know my paleontology. This unsettling sprout, I don't know what it is. I tried to look it up, I wasn't able to find anything, but just thought he was ominous. Found a really nice violet with very picturesque dewdrops on it, and I found this sprout that was coming out both ends. I don't know, I think I just disturbed the universe thread or something. Just some moss. I don't know. I think moss is cool. I don't really know much about it, but it's nice and soft. It's got those little, what are they called? Sporophytes. All of them are sprouting at this time of year. They're all getting down with it. All getting in the dirty mood. I don't know. Springtime. I also, stomped on some rotting logs because I like to cause mischief wherever I go. It's kind of satisfying to stomp on something that used to be so strong, and now you're taking advantage of it. And just for some bonus footage for you guys, here's me stomping on some man's footprint.
Can do a better one. Nailed it.
And here the search continues.
So wet here. There's gotta be one. There's gotta be.
I really didn't think I'd find them at this point, honestly. But then...
Oh! There he is. Oh my gosh, I found one.
I did it! I found my first salamander. Look how beautiful she is. I think this one ended up being an eastern redback salamander. I really can't describe the excitement and childlike wonder that I felt when I found this little guy. It's kind of like out of an episode of Nanoland. She was so much smaller than I imagined she would be. Like, I knew that it was going to be a small salamander, but just the size of the fingers. It's just so delicate and sweet. I didn't even want to attempt to touch it, because I know that probably wouldn't be good for it, so I just decided to probe it with a stick to see what would happen, and just slithered away, just like that.
There he goes. Oh, wow. Did you see that? That was incredible. Well, I'm not gonna bother him anymore. That was pretty cool. Wow, what a beautiful occasion. Can't believe I found one. Okay, I want to see if I can find some more.
And just like that, I was hooked on the salamander game.
We just have to be very gentle. They're so precious and so tiny.
I was fully expecting not to find another one. I mean, who would find 2 salamanders in one go, but just a little while later.
Oh, another one. Look at that.
Another eastern redback. I guess I found their little secret hideout. At first I thought maybe it was the same guy and they were just having a really bad day being exposed by this ugly human, but after looking at the footage, I can say with maybe 70% certainty that it was a different guy based off of the coloring and pattern. But I got some really nice zoom-ins of his face. So cute.
Very cute. Very interesting. He's like a Tiny little water dragon. Oh, it's okay, little water dragon. I know. It's okay.
After I had my fair peek of this guy, I decided to put their home back into place. I gotta say, this has to be up there with one of my top 5 religious experiences. And I'm glad you could come along with me to experience it too. Thanks for watching.